The Chicago Bulls played tough and with some effort, but end up falling to the Indiana Pacers. We're going to be talking about the key takeaways from today's loss. This is your host, Rico Greenhowe, and you have found yourself on another episode of Bulls Digest. And so today, the Chicago Bulls get beat by the Indiana Pacers on the road 127-112. And I really think the key takeaway out of this is that the Chicago Bulls really played tough. I think that they gave the Pacers all that they could have. I think the lead was going back and forth at one point in time, but ultimately the Pacers were just a bit more physical and they were able to knock down shots down the stretch. And so before we go ahead and jump into the key takeaways and the box score and just the team box score and some of those key takeaways, I wanted to remind you that, 71.9% of you that watch are not subscribed to the channel. So make sure that you go ahead and you slam dunk on that subscribe button, as it means a lot to us here at Bulls Digest as we try to reach our end of the season subscriber goal. And so with that being said, let's go ahead and jump into the box score and look at the key takeaways from tonight's game. And so, look, I think that just as a whole, to me, I think the team was an MVP tonight. I think that, I was just very impressed with the effort. Was everybody, putting up great stat lines? No, but I think just across the board, you could just tell that the effort level was there. And I think that just players contributed as best they could, especially with, it being a short-handed team with the injuries that we had with Ayo Dosunmu, Patrick Williams, Vooch being out. I think that everybody stepped up in their own way. And so let's start with the starters. And so we'll start with Josh Giddey. Look, Josh Giddey has been, I think, one of our hotter players. And I think that, he continued to have a good stretch here. He had 18 points, 9 rebounds, 7 assists. I know he was negative 21 in the box score, 5 of 15 from the field. But look, he got to the free throw line. He was 8 of 11 there. So I think he did a good job as continuing to attack and get to the free throw line and put up points there. And he only had 2 turnovers on the night as well. And so that was good to see with Josh Giddey, just 1 rebound short of a double-double. And so I liked his effort. And I also like the fact that he got a technical foul as well. I like that, that fire that he really showed. And I think that that's something that we got across the board from this team. So I love the effort from him tonight. And so next up, Zac Collins. And so look, Zac Collins, again, the scrappiness there. I like the fact that he was mixing it up. He was also showing just how well, he is off of the pick and roll as far as with the catches and things like that. Giddey hit him with a nice pass, and he had a nice finish there. 16 points. He had 5 rebounds, 2 assists. He was negative 20 in the box score, 6 of 9 from the field. I did like the fact that he did knock down some 3-point shots. He was 2 of 5 there, but there were some timely shots that kind of kept us in the game, kept us right there where we could maybe get over the hill, but we just could never get over that hump today, unfortunately. But still, it's another strong game here from Zac Collins. Next up, Modest Buzelis. And so look, Modest Buzelis plays 30 minutes, and so that is a plus in itself. He had 18 points, he had 6 rebounds, he had 3 assists. He had a steal. He had a block that was great. He was negative 24 in the plus-minus box score. He was 2 of 6 from 3, too, as well. But more importantly, look, Modest Buzelis made a mistake defensively that cost us, a little bit there. And it didn't cost us the game, but it was just good to see that Modest Buzelis got a chance to really get out there and play through some mistakes. And look, he continues to be great on the defensive end with the block shots. And also, too, he continues to show the athleticism. He had 4 of our 9 dunks in this game, and man, you wonder where Modest Buzelis would be had he been playing a bit more in the first half of the season. So again, I think that Modest Buzelis showed us some things. He's not just standing in the corner. He looks comfortable handling the basketball, and there's so much upside with him. And so even with a negative 24 plus-minus box score, again, I think that he still was scrappy, making some plays out there for us. Next up, Coby White. So look, Coby White, essentially, I think he was really the one to get us started. He had 20 points in the first half. I think at one point, look, he had made 7 straight points, and he was really getting it going in the first half. I mean, he was just scoring the basketball in abundance, but he finished with 26 points in this one, had 7 rebounds, only assist, 1 steal, and he did have +4 in the plus-minus box score, 10 of 18 from the field, 4 of 9 from 3, played 34 minutes. But more importantly, you got a chance to see Coby White, just how aggressive and how good he can can be as a scorer. So it was good to see that he's getting over that shooting slump that he's had. And so I liked his effort tonight, what he was able to give us. And so next up, looking at the bench, and so starting with Jalen Smith. And so look, with Jalen Smith, he looked a lot better than before. I talked about this in the last game, the last post game, I think, with the concussion and everything else. I could tell that he was just trying to get his rhythm. He was clearly in a lot better rhythm tonight. 10 points, 6 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals. He was +5, 2 of 3 from downtown. So it was good to see Jalen Smith and his activity level picking up. He looked pretty good with 18 minutes. Dalen Terry, I meant to talk about him in the starting lineup. He started, but he ended up not starting the second half. I liked initially how he came out. He got a nice assist there to Zac Collins to get us started. But he struggled a bit, with the turnovers and things like that, and just trying to find his way. But it's all right, though. I think that he went out there, he competed, and you got a chance to see what he would do in the starting lineup. It wasn't the response that you wanted tonight, but I think that the effort was there. 2 points, 1 rebound, 1 assist. He was 1 of 5 from the field. And again, he played 19 minutes, so you got a chance to play some minutes. Just didn't go as well as perhaps he probably wanted it to go. Next up, Julian Phillips. And so look, Julian Phillips, 3 points, 4 rebounds, a block. He was +7. Look, he played 20 minutes in this game, 1 of 3 from the field. I think he had a nice little and one in here. And look, he had a nice block shot too. And so, look, you get a chance to see that these guys can be irritants. I think defensively, that is going to be their calling card. They're obviously still trying to figure it out on the offensive end. But again, I think that between Dalen Terry, Julian Phillips, the effort was there. And I'm just glad to see that they got some minutes. Unfortunately, like I said, it wasn't a huge game for both of these guys, but it was good to see that Billy Donovan utilized them. And so next up, THT. And so THT, 6 points off the bench, 3 rebounds. He had an assist, 1 steal. He had 2 blocks. He actually had a very good block in this one. +12, 3 of 6 from the field. And so I like the minutes that we got from THT. He got 15 minutes today. And so, again, Billy Donovan having to go deep into the bench. Javon Carter had a very nice dunk. He scored 2 points in this one, played 14 minutes. There was no Kevin Huerter as well. Meant to mention that. And I think that Tre Jones was probably our most solid starter off of the bench. He had 11 points, 6 assists. He was -10, 5 of 6 from the field, but 27 minutes. And I think that you just get a chance to see just how good of a point guard that Tre Jones is. Just a natural, feel for that position, and just great at just finding people. I think that he had some nice assists there to Buzelis. It was a very nice lob pass that he had, as a matter of fact. And then also, too, again, Tre Jones is a lot more stronger than he looks. He's very good at finishing around the rim. Like his layups, he's very good at that. And then also, too, I think that he is very good as far as cutting. Like he has the awareness to see when his defender is falling asleep, and he just goes right to a cut, and immediately it leads to a basket. And so I'm very impressed with just kind of the intangibles that I see from Tre Jones. And I think that he played well, and he also had to start in the second half. And so, again, I just think that this was a scrappy team here tonight for us. We just unfortunately came out on the wrong end. We blew some assignments. I think defensively that was tough to see, and I think the Pacers really took advantage of that, knocking down 3-point shots. They made us pay in that zone when we were not able to get out there tonight. And so, again, I just think that this is part of the learning experience. This is part of what happens when you play against a team that is together like the Indiana Pacers. And so a tough loss tonight for the Chicago Bulls, but hopefully this is a learning experience so they can move forward. And so let's go ahead and jump into the team box score and look at the key takeaways from that. And so when we look at the rebounds, the Bulls win in the rebound category, 42-36 there. So I think that they did a good job as far as, getting the boards. I talked about the scrappiness coming into this. Giddey, he was out there scrapping with these guys. Like you could just see that everybody was just trying to make it happen. And then 14 to 12 as far as Bulls and the turnovers. And so that is another area I think where we struggled, because when the game did get tight, there were times where you could just tell the offense they clearly were just uncomfortable. It maybe led to a turnover there. And so I think that is something that the Bulls will have to tighten up. And again, this was a learning experience. Like they were in a tight game and they just didn't respond well. And turnovers have been something that this team has really struggled with. And I think that is something that did cost us in tonight's game. game. The fast breaks, 18-15. The Bulls were out running. I think that we did a terrific job there as far as getting up and down the floor. 7-6 as far as the steals. The Pacers lead in that category. 60-48 with the Bulls in the paint. I think that the Bulls did a terrific job as far as getting downhill there, getting to the paint, either getting to the free throw line as they could. I mean, I know, there was definitely some fouls that definitely I felt like should have been called in this game, but ultimately speaking, both teams went to the line 18 times, and I think that the Bulls did a good job of converting the things that they could in the paint and then getting to the free throw line. And so 4-4 as far as tied in blocks, and then when it came down to assists, 24 assists to 44 field goals, and so not bad there. The Bulls shot 50% from the field, 50.6% from the field, only 30.3 from three tonight, so there was a little stretch where the Bulls couldn't get any of those to fall. And the Pacers, look, this was really the story. Look, they shot 43.2% from three, so they were able to make those three-point shots and really make the Bulls pay. And then from the field, they shot 55.2% from the field in tonight's game. So once again, I just think that this was a tough game for the Bulls. I think that they went out, they fought hard. I just think at the end of the day, the Pacers were a better team. They won it tonight. I think they were a little bit more physical than the Chicago Bulls tonight. Then the turnovers there in the timely turnovers, I think kind of hurt us there. Things that we didn't want to happen when we really needed to get baskets in certain offensive sets and things like that. But again, I think it's just a scrappy group tonight. And then let's see how the Bulls respond. So let me know in the comments what your key takeaway is from tonight's game as the Chicago Bulls fall to the Indiana Pacers. And as I always say, look, go Bulls, and I'll see you in the next one. All right, peace.